Okay, here we go. Lesson two. Lesson two, we're going to get into, I keep saying healthy eating, clean eating. I'm sure you're kind of going, what is the difference between healthy eating and clean eating? Well, believe it or not, there is a difference, and we're going to go over that right now. The difference between healthy eating and clean eating is healthy eating is more about disease-free, organic foods, things that don't cause bodily harm to us once we eat it. Clean eating is more about the weight loss, keeping sugars and sodiums in check, proteins, and having very balanced to what it is your needs are. Everyone, there's a whole food chart, and you need vitamin D, you need milk, you need dairy, and a lot of that's not even true at all. Milk is not what people think it is, but these guys sell it, so they want you to believe it, but it's not what you think it is. So we're going to go over that a little bit. I'm not going to get too into the marketing and all that kind of stuff, but we'll just talk about what clean eating is, what healthy eating is, so you can start making choices based off of your knowledge, not because someone's telling you, okay? I'm gonna tell you what the difference is, and now going forward, you can make decisions because okay, well, this right here is about weight loss, this right here, and then you combine the two, and I'll talk about that a little later on in this lesson. Organic. What is organic? Organic is really about pesticides and what they spray in the fields and how they raise the animals. That's what organic is, okay? Obviously, when you buy organic, you buy more expensive, which I don't know why it costs more expensive when the only difference is they don't put pesticides. The field has to be clean of pesticides and use of that for about 10 years, the dirt in which they grow vegetables and stuff like that, and fruit. That's the difference. At least that's what it was 10, 15 years ago. I used to train a woman who was a farmer, and I learned a lot from her. And this was one of the things I learned is the field doesn't get sprayed for at least 10 years. It could be more, and I'm sure there's more into it. I'm not going to get all into that in this lesson. This is just really an overview of organic, and non-organic, obviously, is when that's not the case, when they're not doing that. So that's the difference between organic and non-organic, okay? So moving forward, when you buy your food at the grocery store, you're buying one of the two. Clean eating is about weight loss. So this food here could be organic. Okay? You can combo. You can buy organic food and eat clean, okay? And what that means is you're not eating a ton of carbs, a ton of starches, potatoes, pasta, breads, beans, lima beans. A lot of those are full of carbs. And what makes us gain weight is eating too many carbs. If we don't process and use the carbs that we eat, we will gain weight. And if we eat too much sugar, because remember, carbs, alcohol, they all break down to what? Sugar. And sugar gets transported into the cells by insulin. So the more sugar you put into your system, the more insulin has to be secreted to break down those sugars and transport them into your cells, okay? And as we kind of know with type 2 diabetes, the more insulin that's floating around your body, it starts to become immune, and the cells become immune to the insulin, and now the insulin doesn't work for you like it's supposed to, and you start gaining weight. And that's how type 2 diabetes is created. Type 1 diabetes, you're born with the inability to produce enough insulin. So you might have to take metformin, some pills, or you might have to take actual insulin shots. But you can control how much insulin you take just by controlling how much sugar you put into your body, okay? So clean eating, remember, is about controlling your weight. And healthy eating is about how healthy and how clean the food actually is of pesticides and all the kind of things that we know from watching videos and how chickens are raised and all these kind of things. So that's the difference between healthy and clean. And my recommendation is to combine them. Buy your food organic and so it's clean of pesticides, but eat clean, okay? And we'll get more into that when we start designing your actual diet plan. And I'm going to teach you and help you design your plan, but you need to know how this all works. So 10, 15 years from now, you're still making the same decisions based off of what we're learning today. Because you got to remember, as we get older, our body changes. What happens to a lot of people, it just happened not too long ago, a friend of mine called me and said, hey, I'm 50 now, and every year since I was 40, another pound, 2 pounds here, 1 pound. But I'm doing the same thing. I'm still working out. I still eat the same. And I said, well, it's not that you're doing anything different. You're different. Your body's different. You're going from perimenopause, you're going from regular to perimenopause to menopause. And those are hormones. And when your hormones start changing and your testosterone level starts to dip and your GH levels, growth hormone levels stop being produced, that's when weight gain comes on for everybody, men as well. I'll give you a little story. I noticed it when I was still competing, because I was still competing at the age of 40 and 41. And I started noticing it took a whole lot more for me to get into shape and lean out when I turned 40 and 41 than it was when I was 30, 32, 33, 34, 35. So this happens to everybody. Men have menopause as well. It's not as drastic because we have less estrogen in our system, but we still experience it as well. And men, like, everybody knows that, men and women lose weight at different rates. And that's mainly because of muscle mass. Most men have more muscle mass than women because most men lift weights. And the fact that women are lifting weights today, and we'll get into that later on in the lesson as well, because more women are lifting weights, you see more women in shape in their 40s and 50s. And that's mainly because women are lifting, they're putting on muscle, and they're eating clean, healthy meals. So clean food is for weight loss and weight control. Organic foods are to keep you from, hopefully contracting any kind of diseases and illnesses. And the combination of the two is exactly what you want. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next lesson, and we're going to start working on your program, designing your program. I'll see you in the next lesson.